What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video tutorial of a free code cap section called use state to toggle an element of the section React. So sometimes you might need to know the previous state when updating the state. However, the states are not may not be synchronous, which means that React may batch multiple set state objects calls to a single update. And what this means is that you can't really rely on previous value of this dot state or this dot props when calculating the next value. Alright, so you should not use the code like this, alright, which means that you're passing a set state directly. You're setting the state of the property directly. You should not do like that. Instead, what you should do is pass this set state as a function. Okay, for example, like this. What this allows you to do is it allows you to access states and props using a function with set state. Guarantees you're working with the most recent value of state and props. This means that the above, which is this one here, can be rewritten as follows. Alright, so you're writing them as function. Okay, and it also says that if you don't have props, you can use state by itself, which is in this way. So you don't really have to declare props. Pass props in the argument at all. Alright. So and one more thing to note is that you have to wrap the object in literal in parentheses, which is like this. Alright. Otherwise, JavaScript thinks it's a block of code. Cool. Alright, so it gives us this exercise here that my component has a visibility property. So there's my component here, and it's got a visibility property which is set to false. The render method allows one view if the value of visibility is true. Alright, and a different view if the value is false. So that's our render method here. So if the value of this visibility is true, then it will allow this part here, which will render to the HTML pane saying now you see me. But if it's false, if the value of visibility is false, then it would display this part here, which doesn't really say anything. Okay, so the problem at the moment is that currently there's no way of updating the visibility property, alright, in the component state, which is over here. Alright, so what we're going to do is the value that should toggle back and forth between true and false, we have to implement that. So there's a click handler which is over here, alright, which triggers a class method called toggle visibility. Alright, cool. So what we need to do is pass a function to the set state. So let's do that. So we're gonna implement the function. Alright, so we're gonna say toggle visibility, and then that's a function there, and we're gonna set the state, which is, what does it say here? Yep, so it says that define this method so that the state of visibility toggles to the opposite value when the method is called. So the default is false, so we need to be the opposite of this. Alright, so what we need to do is set state. Alright, and remember, we want the most recent value of this state, so we're gonna use, oops, my bad, shouldn't have done that. So we're gonna use the state function. So I would say state, and then arrow function will be called, and then here we go, perfect. Alright, so essentially I'm just setting the state with the help of a state function. Alright, and passing the state here. Cool. And I'm gonna set the visibility to be the opposite, okay, of the visibility false. So what I'm gonna say is state dot visibility. So this will be false at the moment because it's false here. So false is the default, so I'm gonna do the opposite here, which means that it becomes true. Alright, and add a semicolon there. Alright, that should do the trick. Let's see how many tests pass. Alright, 2 of the tests are passing. Oh, 4 of the tests are passing. Now what we need to do is clicking the button, admin should toggle the visibility property in state between true and false. Alright, so now we need to bind the toggle visibility so that whenever it's clicked, it should should toggle this. So what I'm gonna do is say this dot toggle visibility, and then I'm gonna bind this to the toggle visibility. Cool. So here we go, perfect. Alright, this one's done. So it's actually says it here that finally click the button to see the conditional rendering of the component based on its state. And this is a bit of the important part. Don't forget to bind this keyword which we have done here to the method in the constructor. Alright, cool. Let's see if our test passes. Yes, it passes. Alright, and I'll just show you this. Here we go. Now you see me. So if you click that again, it will go. If you click it, it will come again. Cool. Alright guys, I really hope you understood the concept of using the state to toggle an element. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment below, and I'll make sure I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Until next video, have fun and practice.